Coach, you've been rolling, Coach.
But we've got a fun group of kids. That the last couple of years we've had some really good talent mixed with some really good people. It's been a lot of fun.
You have been on a tear. It's hard to believe that when we first talked to you, you was about to leave, and here you are just rolling.
I think it was the right decision.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
think so too. I think so too. Man, Coach, well, I've been rocking with y'all all year, man. Coach Truck can tell you, man. What has it been like coaching these kids, man? Because I know, you know what I'm saying. I know last year was heartbreaking in that state championship game. How was that being able to bounce back and get these kids back on track?
Really didn't know what to expect going into it because man, we're young. We're starting three freshmen.
Yeah.
So like there are days that I come home wanting to pull what little hair I got out, and there are days that make you really proud. But every time there's been a moment we've had to be resilient, our kids have stepped up and we've won some close games. And but we've stuff in there where Spencer County was probably closer than it should have been. They had a good plan and with a young team that was tough to adjust to. And but it's been fun.
Yeah, Coach. I'm sitting here looking at all your scores and stuff. Now you had a close game against, of course, Paducah Tillman, but the Spencer County game and the LCA game. But
Yeah.
everybody else, man, you've been putting up numbers, man. What's in the water up at Franklin County, man, on that offensive side of the ball?
We've got a sophomore quarterback that's going to end up being a phenomenal quarterback by the time he leaves our program. But he's really we've kind of given him the reins this year and freed him up to do some more stuff. And last year with him being a freshman, we managed him, but we've got good skill kids around, and they've really taken a liking to it, and they've picked it up. And I'm calling the offense again this year, so that's been fun for me. I've done our defense the last couple of years, and getting to do this has been fun. But he's kind of the catalyst, and he's got some really good kids that he can throw the football to.
Now, the last time we saw you guys here playing Bull, I think that might have been the best game I have ever seen. What kind of, if anything, can you take from that game, or is that just so far away, long ago?
I think that speaking specifically to the 2020 game, I think we found out we belong. Then we've kind of built this thing from scratch, and I'm in year 9 here, but that was year 4, I think. And
Yeah.
going into it, you hear then, and they've got tradition. They do a great job. Justin's an excellent coach, but just proving to our kids that we belong is huge.
Mhm.
Belief is one of the most powerful things there is, and once our kids saw that and believed, we've been able to kind of elevate the level of our program the 5 years after that.
Coach, how big was it for you guys to have that Paducah Tillman game at home instead of having to go on the road to go down there and play?
Not a bus ride I would have wanted to do, and I talked to Coach Thompson a little bit. It made for a really long day for them, and they had some things to overcome. They did a good job. It was a great football game, but I'm glad we didn't take it that long trip down there.
Now, since you've been here before, what is it that you have to do schedule wise that's different? Getting ready for this game, the timing is off, and it's just a completely different thing. How are you handling that?
So for us, one of the things I try to do, like with our warm up, I try to mimic what we get at the state championship game. So you get a 40-minute window to warm up. So every Friday night for 15 weeks, we've warmed up in a 40-minute window. Even though we probably have had an hour or an hour and a half, but we've kept it to that. That way now there's nothing different for us, and we're blessed to play at 8 o'clock. It's a 30-minute difference for us in terms of kickoff. So we've done 7:30 all year, so that helps. But we've done some crowd noise this week. We're going to do some more, just little things like that. Going to get our kickers to go work at Kentucky State, kicking on the hash and smaller goal post, that kind of stuff. But just a football game. And I think that's one thing. The 2 times we've been there before, maybe put a little bit of emphasis too much on the atmosphere and that stuff. And it's just football, and hopefully we'll have a great game Friday night.
I almost put my shirt on, Coach. I got the shirt from the last time I read your champion shirt. Hey, this is my coach, y'all. This is my coach.
Coach,
We
you did
back
not.
again, Coach.
I know you watched the show, Coach, and you know that guy. He's not a believer. I am. But Coach, now we got Coach Bew in here. I was going to ask you, you spoke a little bit about your sophomore quarterback. Kind of expand on the rest of your offense, especially the offensive line, because none of that gets done without the Hogs down there.
Sure, that's one group that this year we had to go in and we replaced three seniors and really four out of our top six from last year on that group. So we kind of didn't know going in, but like I said, like one of those spots we're starting on the O lines of freshmen, and it's been a work in progress as we went. And if you look at our numbers as the season's progressed, we've ran the ball better as we kind of went into things early in the year. There were some times we weren't really confident in it, and we leaned on the quarterback more, but um, we've got a couple of really good backs that kind of make that go to, but those O linemen are the heartbeat up there. You know that they play tough. We try to get them to play physical, and we've got some guys we bring in as some blocking backs and tight ends that help with that group too. They kind of help set that mindset, and we finally got our running back healthy. Our running back missed the first 3 games of the year, and we've slowly brought him back. He had a nagging high ankle sprain, so it's been a work in progress in the run game. But those linemen have stayed the course, and we've been able to run it when it matters.
Now that's the one thing I was going to ask you, Coach. Seems like you've kind of thrown it a little more for you. You know, your identity. You like to really run it more than you've thrown a lot this year. What brought about that?
Just as a coach, part of that is making a scheme that fits your team.
Mm-hmm.
And last year we had a freshman quarterback, a great running back that was a senior, so we leaned more that way. This year, all of our receivers are juniors or seniors except for a freshman. We're starting with one freshman, sophomore quarterback who played in a state championship game as a freshman. So just the natural evolution of that, and a young O line that's not experienced. So we've just started there, and he's proved he can do it. So we've kind of gained confidence there, but the beauty of what we've got, Paducah Tillman, we get the ball back with 5 minutes to go. We get in our heavy run sets. We're able to bleed out the clock and grind out some first downs on the ground. So still trying to have that in our repertoire is a big thing.
But Coach, man, speaking about sophomore quarterback, two senior laden receivers. Well, your top three receivers are seniors. Two of them, Jacob Taylor, 903, 10 touchdown. Delaney O'Collins, 888, 12 touchdown. How special have them young men been for you?
They're great. Yeah, we lost Cohen on Friday night. Jacob, his real name's Jacob. We call him Cohen. He fractured his forearm Friday night, so he won't get a play this Friday. But he is one of those young men that you build your program around. He's about 5'6", but if you're going to go pick somebody to go into a fight with you, he's the one you want. He's kind of the heartbeat, tough, great route runner. And Delano's our big play guy. He's explosive. He can take a screen 70. He can go over the top. He's good in the middle of the field. So he's more of our explosive guy. Cohen was a great possession guy who, he made some big plays and he went over top of people too. But 3rd and 7, Cohen was our guy. You knew he was going to catch it. You knew he'd get himself open. And but we got some guys behind them that I think are going to step up. We had a really good day today and doing some things to kind of replace Cohen. So I think we'll be okay. But those two kids are very special.
Y'all got anything else before I ask them what's it going to take to win?
But nah, Coach, one more thing I want to ask though, real quick is, people talk about the big programs here, big programs there, because you have been consistent since we started this big thing show. You've constantly and consistently had, Franklin County is one of the top teams in 4A. You've been in multiple state championships. How have you stayed, Coach, so consistent and relevant, but still under the radar?
I think that that the under the radar thing. Oh, are you there? I think that the under the radar thing is until we win one, that's kind of going to be what we are. We're the new kid on the block. We've had this success. We've now this will be our 3rd state championship game since 2020. We got to go win one. We've got to get over that hump to, I think, enter that conversation. I stand by the process and the work that we do, and we're chasing teams that have been doing this for 30 years, that have these established programs, that know what it takes, and teaching your kids is a process. And our kids in our locker room the last 5 years have believed that we can play with anybody. And there have been very few games in that time span where we've been completely outmatched or outclassed. And that's a testament to our kids, our coaches, the things that we do. But just continuing to knock on that door, and hopefully we kick it down soon.